Before we dive into content strategy and tips for growth and making sales on Instagram, we have to talk about one thing, and that's your mindset. The tips that I'm going to give you are tried and true, but there is a rule that comes before any of this, and that is that originality comes first. If you feel something in your gut, go with it. This is your business, and you should be authentic to who you are and implement strategies that feel right to you. Social media growth is not linear, it's fluid. Some things take time to gain momentum, and others will take off right away. Sales is 80% mindset and 20% product. Show up as the most successful future version of yourself right now, and you have done 80% of the work. We've all been there and had ideas pan out and others flop. But if you stay true to your voice and are excited about your product, you will find success.
You've probably heard people say over and over, serve your ideal follower, connect with your ideal follower, speak to your ideal follower. But how do you actually know who is following you? Your stories speak to your warm audience, the people who care about what you're doing, who really want to interact with you. They're the people who are checking on your page on a regular basis. So look at your insights. Click on the story and look at your insights to see who's actually viewing and interacting with your stories. This person is your ideal follower. This is who you're creating your story content for. So make sure you show up for those people who are watching you on a regular basis so that your content can be pushed out to others because they'll keep engaging. Make sure you serve markets that are watching you to get pushed out even more to your ideal audience. Connect with who you've got to get to the audience that you want. By serving, by providing value, you're going to reach your ideal follower.
The main goal of your stories should be to serve your warm audience, the people who truly care about the ins and outs of your daily life and your business. Give them freebies and specials and codes for coupons and try to get engagement from these people because they're the people who connect with your account the most. This is your business, so make sure you keep it professional, but you really want your stories to be relatable to people. No one necessarily just wants to see what you ate for lunch in your story without any context, but think about what your audience wants to see and what's relevant to them. So if you want to post your lunch, make sure you're also adding text on the screen that has to do with your niche. Document your journey in a way where you share your story of personal growth and business growth and make it relatable to things that apply to the people who are viewing your story. Share your wins and your losses, and just know that through this, you're building trust. People are getting to know you, they're getting to know your business, and they're going to be that much more likely to want to purchase from you if you're relatable in your stories. Even if you're not posting content like reels, carousels, or posts every single day, I would recommend being in your stories daily. And at a minimum, I would try to post some kind of interactive story daily as well. Make it an interactive sticker, whether it's a poll, a question box, a fun quiz, a timer, or a countdown. An interactive story helps with engagement, and we all know the algorithm loves engagement. So when people engage with your story, the algorithm is more likely to push your stories out to more people. If you make your interactive sticker the first post of your day, this will push the stories out in front of more people. So as more people engage, more followers and non-followers are gonna see your interactive sticker, and that will lead them to the rest of your stories where you post your sales content. There are three types of content that you should be focusing on posting in your stories: educational, emotional, and entertaining. Educational content is where you share valuable information or teach something interesting. This content often speaks to statistics, how to quick tips, or informative content. These often perform well by giving value to your viewer. Emotional content is content that speaks and inspires and motivates. This content is often about transformation. This could be related to personal growth, success stories, or showcasing your story and journey. This is how we're going to build trust. Entertaining content is just that. It captures the viewer's attention quickly and has relatable humor, creativity, and storytelling. Entertaining content is how we're going to keep our viewers engaged. There are three main types or categories of content that you can put in your stories. There's talking head, B-roll, and aesthetic slides. Talking head is where you're facing and speaking to the camera. These are great for building trust. This is where your audience gets to know you better. You need to make sure you show up with excitement so they can feel like you're really speaking to them and that you're excited about it and you're happy to be there. If you have a faceless account, this is where maybe you could post the picture of the back of your head and type what you have to say. I've also seen faceless accounts where they post a picture of another person that's provided by a content bank, and then maybe they'll record their voice speaking and they feel comfortable having their voice, but maybe not pictures of their face. B-roll is great for behind the scenes and testimonials and screenshots of new sales. B-roll is where you just have a video, but it's not necessarily of someone speaking. So it's just maybe you walking across the screen or a video of your coffee that you're having this morning. This is a great way to balance personal footage and aesthetic, like nature type footage, with your talking head footage. Aesthetic slides are just photos, so they're great for launches of digital products. They're really great at like being lists, categorizing your content, having informational slides, all of that you can put as an aesthetic slide instead of necessarily a video. The main rule of thumb kind of idea for stories is to keep talking head footage to about 20%, because if you just keep talking video after video after video, people will start clicking through and you want them to stay engaged. So keep a balance of the rest, maybe 40% B-roll, 40% aesthetic slides, or some other balance of the two. And don't overload your stories. Make sure that you're posting maximum between 7 and 15 stories a day, but Instagram recommends even less. Even just 1 or 2 stories a day can be really beneficial for growing your business. This is an example of a talking head story. You want to start with a hook, so you have a split moment to grab your viewer's attention. So don't start out with just hopping on or just jumping on. You want to start with the hook on the screen. So this is a video of your face, you're telling a story. Make sure that you're enthusiastic. Make sure that you do a run through so you can cut out all the unnecessary language. And remember that people have a short attention span, so really speak to them. Include closed captions so you can make sure that people who are scrolling through without volume or who have it really low can still know what you have to say. And it really helps to also include a title to help your viewers listen longer and hear your point of view because they know up front what they're waiting for. B-roll footage is basically just background content. Examples of B-roll footage include pushing your stroller on a walk, pouring a cup of water or coffee, a short clip of the sunset, flowers, bottles of wine, basically anything random. The idea here is that you're showing how you live your life and build your business and how everything is kind of working for you while your day-to-day life is rolling. So you're able to collect just images and put them together, or short little clips of videos, put some text on the screen, and this is a great way to get people to engage with your stories because they want to respond to this kind of footage. Here's an example of an aesthetic slide. It's just a photo, but it is a beautiful photo that captures people's attention. You put text on the screen and talk to them in a way that feels familiar and where people will know that it's you, they'll feel comfortable, and they'll learn to trust you. Make sure that you're not blocking out anything important in the photo with the text, and make sure that you're kind of breaking up your sentences in little paragraphs or sentences with bold letters, bold graphics, so that people are drawn in and want to read what you have to say. Keep your sentences short. Break them up with color, use different fonts to kind of break it up as well, and keep it consistent. Try to use the same fonts throughout your stories so people know what your stories look like and what they're getting when they click on your story highlight. Another option is to share a post in your story. What I recommend is sharing a post with a comment. So if you click on your post and scroll down, you can go into the comments, Click a comment by sliding to the left with your finger in a long press. Press this little plus sign with a circle around it, and now you can post it just like that. There are two main ways to call people to action in your stories, and that's either to lead them to your store or to your DMs. By leading them to your store is posting your link, right? So you have your URL to the link of either a product or your storefront. You can put that in a sticker in stories and you can rename it. So you can put get it here or I want this for you, and then have the link go to either a product or your storefront. By sharing a link, you're not shoving it in their face. You're saying your story, you're telling them how this product changed your life, how this product changed other people's lives. Maybe you're posting a testimonial and you're saying, I want this for you, with arrows pointing to the link. That's a really great way to give people easy access to your product. Another option is to lead people to your DMs. So instead of posting a link, you want to encourage conversation and engagement by asking them to comment a keyword to get more information from you, and then you can reach out in the DMs, give them the link, and have a conversation that you start, right? You can encourage a conversation through your stories by asking people to reach out to you, and the algorithm is going to give you a little boost because not only are you engaging with people from your stories, but they're now more likely to show your content to these people on their feeds. Social proof or testimonials, reviews is so important because it only goes so far to say what a product or a service has done for you. It goes a lot further with your audience if you can say what it's done for people just like them. In order to get these reviews, there are lots of ways to go about it. If you join an MRR or a PLR where there's already a community, you can go to the community pages and look for people's testimonials for their proof and ask them if they can use it. Or a lot of these communities have areas where you can grab social proof and use it in your own marketing. If you are using your own product and you're selling your own product, a great way is just to give it away for free and ask people if you can give it to them for free in exchange for a review. This is a great way to get more eyes on your product, to get people talking about your product, but to also get reviews that speak really highly of what you're offering. If you're offering coaching or one-on-ones or audits or different things like that, offer them for free in exchange for a review. This is great because people will be so excited that they got what you're offering for no money that they're going to speak highly of it, that they're going to give the truth, but also be really excited about your product, which is exactly what you're looking for. If you don't have a product yet to offer, ask people who know you to say something nice about you as a person because this will help establish trust with your audience. Get creative. Asking for social proof is easy once you have the confidence to do it. It's about asking and not worrying about whether people turn you down, because if they turn you down, oh well, move on to the next person, ask someone else. Social proof is undeniable. It's something that you need in your business, and it's something that is so important to get, so don't be afraid to ask.
We need to also think about language. While you're building this relationship and trust with your warm audience through your stories, you want to make sure that the language you're using is not too salesy, but also not too casual. Every single story should not just be a this is my life and this is so fun, but they also shouldn't exclusively be a sales page. That will not make people want to come back and keep viewing your stories. It needs to be a combination of both. Posting links on every single story page to your product is going to make people not want to continue to click through because they'll feel like they're just constantly being sold to. Using casual language that makes them feel like they're with you in your adventures and in your day-to-day life makes people want to keep coming back for more because they crave that connection, right? So using a balance of triggering language where you're talking about how emotional and attached you are to your product because of how it's changed your life or how it's changed your business and how it will change their life too, while also using day-to-day life and showing them, look, I'm a real person. Look at what I'm doing during the day. Look at what adventures I'm able to have because of what this product offers me. A combination of the two of these is going to explode your business through your stories.
Every couple of days, or maybe once a week, you should give your stories a period of rest. The idea behind this is to not post for about 24 hours. This gives your stories time to completely run out so you have nothing on your page. So when you post and people come back, it's completely fresh and new. Make sure that the first story you post after your story rest has an interactive sticker that will boost your story and keep people coming back to the next one also. Make sure your second post is where you have it packed with information about your product. You use social proof. You have links to your product. All of this should be on that second post because people are starting to engage again with your content. Make sure you really take advantage of this first 24 hours after you take a rest because you'll have a little boost from people missing your content and wanting to catch up with you. Then a couple days later, you can take another rest and again give yourself that boost to kind of kickstart your stories back into the algorithm. Here are just a few last things to keep in mind when it comes to selling in your stories. Make sure you keep it simple and that you don't complicate your stories or make them super time consuming. Don't overthink it. Let it be organic and trust that you're just having a conversation with your most engaged followers. Be patient because it takes people 7 to 8 times of hearing something to know and trust it. So the more you're talking about things in your stories, the more likely people are to trust you and trust your product. Stay consistent. This is so important because it helps you play the long game. By consistently showing up in your stories, people will start checking them regularly and want to see more from you. This is a great way to grow your reach, where if you show up every now and then, it's not going to help people know that they can trust that your stories will be there. Also, make sure that you're balancing your offers. You're not just being salesy and in your stories posting your reels of the day and then an offer, an offer, an offer. Talk to people, engage with people. Even that's just posting a photo and putting words on the screen. Talk to them about your product, about your life, about what's going on, and this will help people know, trust, and want to purchase from you. Messaging refers to the ability to create compelling and attractive messages through your content, through your reels. It's about creating reels that resonate with your audience, capture their attention, and encourage them to take action. Here are some characteristics of a magnetic messaging approach on Instagram. Visual appeal. Make sure you're using high quality videos on your reels. Make them stand out with text that is readable on the screen. Make sure the text fits in the frame. Make sure that your hook is there as soon as the reel pops up. Also, tap into people's emotional connection. Tap into their joy, their excitement, inspiration, and empathy. This evokes a response that makes people want to engage with your content, encouraging them to read your caption and encouraging them to get to your call to action, which is how they're going to get to your product. You want clear communication. You want to convey your message in a concise and straightforward manner. Reels are so short, ideally between 3 to 9 seconds maximum, so you need to be able to convey your message quickly. Also, be authentic. Be genuine and authentic because this builds trust. And if you're not authentic in your reels, people are not going to take the time to read your caption and get to that call to action. Also, maintain consistency by posting regularly so people know what to expect from you. Overall, magnetic messaging through Reels is about creating content that not only attracts attention, but also inspires, informs, and motivates your followers to engage with your brand and to take action by going to your store and making purchases. The hook story offer framework is just like it sounds. It's a great way to engage your audience and turn viewers into followers and into buyers. Start with a hook that grabs their attention, then go into a relatable story and finish with an offer that leaves them wanting more, your call to action. When you're crafting your hook, think of it like a way to reel people in. So, for example, you would say, "Are you ready to escape the paycheck to paycheck cycle?" Then your story is what is playing in the reel. So your hook is on the screen, and in your story, you can say, I used to be stuck there too, juggling jobs, making ends meet, but then I discovered digital marketing and it changed everything. And you go from there. Now your irresistible offer is what do you have to offer them? So you can say, join my digital marketing course, say goodbye to financial stress. Comment blank. So comment digital, comment course to learn more. This is your call to action. And we're going to go into calls to action next. But just know that the offer is the same as the call to action. So your hook is reeling them in. Your story is what you're showing on the screen. So through the video about talking about you or talking about something that's going to connect with your audience. And your offer is what do you have to give them? Because people want free, they want something from you. And in order to buy something from you, they want to have received something from you first, whether that's information, whether that's a feeling. They want something from you, and that's the hook story offer framework. Your call to action is how you take your reel from just focused on gaining followers and views to actually making sales. You can ask for things in a call to action like my post, follow for more, or you can add in something like comment and then put a keyword for more information about, and then talk about your product, talk about your offering. And when people comment that keyword, you can put automation in place where your link will be sent directly to their DMs and they can start making purchases. This is really great because it helps with engagement. People are commenting on your posts, but it also gets your product link directly into their DMs, which is so much more likely to translate into purchases than telling them to go click on your link in bio. Most people are not going to do that. They're not going to want to take the extra steps to go find your link, to click on it, then go find your product. It takes too long for the average person. So by saying comment and then put a keyword, usually a key phrase actually works better because Instagram is really hacking down on spam comments. And so one word posted over and over can get a little bit of a red flag nowadays. So have them say something like, yes, please, or I'm in, or thank you. So it's multiple words. And then have your automation, which we'll talk about in just a second, set up to respond to those phrases, get your product into people's DMs, and get people to your store and purchasing from you. So you have your call to action set up. You've asked people to write a keyword in order to receive something from you. But do you really have to spend hours upon hours responding to every single comment in your Instagram? And the answer is no. There are really great automated response systems out there that will do a lot of the work for you. There's a company called ManyChat, ManyChat, and they're an automated response company that enables you to set up automated responses triggered by a specific keyword that ensure a personalized interaction with each participant. What's nice is that you can set up a ton of different responses so that every single response doesn't look like the same automated message over and over and over. If you want, you can set up 10 plus responses, and every time someone comments, it's gonna look more like you responding back to them because it looks different in your comment section. Once a viewer comments a specific keyword that you have triggered with ManyChat, you can then have ManyChat deliver your promised link directly to their DMs. This benefits you because your link to your product or your link to your website is automatically sent, which means it's a one click for them. They don't have to go to your link in bio and keep clicking through. Also, it's beneficial because now you're in their DMs. So now Instagram knows you're connected and is more likely to show them your future content. ManyChat facilitates this direct communication and allows you to establish this DM type interaction with your audience without cold DMing people. They asked for you to message them. They wanted this from you. So you don't have to start that interaction by saying, hey, I saw you commented on. No, we are just going to send them the information they ask for and then ask them questions and then initiate conversation. And it sounds so much more organic when the people have already requested something from you. By initiating a conversation based on their engagement with your call to action, you have created an opportunity for ongoing dialogue and relationship building in not only your comments, but also in the direct messages, which is a great place to build those personal relationships and help people feel like you are truly caring about them and connected to them. So when you make your call to action, make sure it's clear what you want them to do and tell them what keyword you want them to write in the comments in order to receive these automated messages. In order to set up ManyChats, you connect it with your Facebook, your Meta, your Instagram account, and then create a keyword triggered response for the specific comment, guiding users on how to receive their link. In your reel, you can convey through your call to action what you want people to do, and they're able to get these links to products directly sent to their direct messages. How do you set up your automation? Well, you set it up through ManyChat. 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 You can head to their website and sign up for an account by linking it to your Meta, your Facebook account. Then, when your accounts are linked, it's going to pull up your Instagram account. And this is where we want to set up our automations. There are two types of automations that I encourage you to use from the beginning. These are the automations called Convert Your Instagram Comment to Sales and the automation called Use Instagram Stories to Generate More Leads. Convert Your Instagram Comments to Sales is how you get people to comment keywords on your reels, on your carousels, on your static posts, and receive a DM from you with either a link or a GIF or something free, a reward for people for signing up for your comment. Another one is use Instagram stories to generate more leads. And this is great if you are talking about something regularly in your stories. You can set up a keyword that's set up for all of your stories. Say the keyword is blank. We're going to use automation. And you can tell people comment automation and I'll send you whatever your freebie or your URL or the information is. And this can be set up for all of your stories. So anytime you say comment automation, they'll get a link from you. ManyChat is great because you can design welcome messages. You can design auto responses. What I would recommend is anytime you design a response, especially at the beginning, make sure to test it before going live to make sure it's spelled correctly, the automation works correctly, all of that. ManyChat is great because you can personalize your responses. So you're going to want to set up a response for people's comments. So if I say comment automation, someone says automation. I can set up 10 different responses that they'll get one of them randomly and it'll say, thank you so much for your comment. I sent you a DM, heart emoji. Now, when they go to their DMs, it'll have all the information that I want to include with their comment of automation. So maybe I'm going to tell them all about ManyChat and I'm going to include my affiliate link. Something along those lines is just a really great way to have responses and to have money building and account building information being sent out regularly without having to spend hours and hours on the Instagram app. The way you communicate with people through DMs can make or break your sales. Let's talk about it. How can it break your sales? Well, people don't like being cold messaged. No one likes when someone comes in and says, hey, buy my product, here's the URL. No one wants to do that. What they want is to use DMs to form relationships and make connections. How do we do this? Well, the beginning stages of it are to let people come to you. And how do we do that? How do we encourage that? How do we encourage people to DM us first? Well, a great way to do that is to be really active in your stories and post things that have questions where you need a response and people will DM you their response, their opinion on something. People like to share their opinion. In your reels, ask people to comment a certain keyword and you'll send them a DM. By commenting this keyword, you know that they're looking for a direct message from you. They want that from you. By encouraging people to ask for interaction from you, you know that by the time you're in their DMs, they're already interested in you and what you have to offer. And then when you move into your sales pitch, it doesn't seem so, greasy is the word I'm looking for, icky, When you cold DM people, it can make them feel like they're just a sale to you, like they're not important. But if you make sure that you're engaging in other ways, you're interacting through DMs and not just selling exclusively, it's the same as in your content. It's the same as in your stories. Through DMs, we want our interaction to be very small percentage of it actually focused on hard selling. The rest of it is focused on building engagement, building interaction and connection, and making a relationship with the person. And then by the time that they're purchasing from you, they want to buy everything because they trust you. They want to be involved in something that you're creating, something that you're part of, because they've interacted with you in a way that makes them feel good, that makes them feel like they're important. So DMing can be good and bad. So make sure that you focus on the good. Help people interact with you in a way that encourages sales by encouraging them to reach out first through your stories, through your content, and through your reels. Selling through posts and carousels works so well because you're able to create infographics. Infographics are where you have a picture, say, of your product, and then you include a ton of text on the screen because it's not flashing through anything. People can actually take the time to read the text. You can talk about your product, put up testimonials, write about discounts you have. This is really great because you're able to include the text where people see it. When you're posting a reel or a story, you really want to minimize the amount of text on the screen and encourage people to read the caption. This is where you include your call to action and all of your information about your product. But not everyone is going to click to read your caption, which means you're missing out on a lot of opportunity for people to see information about your product. Where in a carousel and a static image, you're able to put all of that in the carousel itself or in the post itself. This is a really great opportunity to talk about your products and get it in front of people's faces without them ever having to read a caption. I would actually recommend keeping your caption very short and putting most of the information in the picture itself. A carousel, for example, can have up to 10 slides. So put the cover photo, make it engaging, get people to want to read more, and then really deep dive into your product. What makes it so great? Put social proof in there. Talk about results. Talk about reasons why people should make this purchase, and then put a call to action in the caption that gives them a way to get the link into their DMs, and that way you guys can have a conversation, you can get talking, and people are way more likely to buy from you when they feel informed and when they see your product over and over. So by including your products that you're selling in carousels and in static posts, people are getting it in front of their faces more, right? Like it takes 7 to 8 times of people seeing your product before they feel encouraged or wanting to buy it. And so if you're posting reels and they're not reading your captions, you're really missing out on opportunities to get your product in front of new eyes. So carousels and static images are a great way to do that.